Hello and welcome to SANGHAYA. My name is Angel and I'm so glad you found this video today. So if you're here, there's a message meant for you regarding your current love situation. In this reading, we are going to take a look at what's really going on in your love life, in your love situation, what energy is surrounding your relationships, and what you need to know right now, whether you're single, in a relationship, in separation, or dealing with someone on your mind. Now, this is a general reading, which means it may or may not resonate with everyone. So please take what aligns with your intuition and just leave the rest behind. Now, we're going to go through all 12 zodiac signs, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. So if you want to go straight to your sign or to your person's sign, I'll have timestamps listed in the description box below for easy access. Also, feel free to check your moon, rising, and Venus for a fuller love messages. For love message, right? So sometimes, love readings show up stronger in your moon and Venus placements. So relax, get comfortable, and let's dive into the energy around your heart space. Your love message is coming through right now, and you're here for a reason. Now, when you're ready, let's begin with Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Let's see what's happening, what's going on in your love situation right now. What energy is surrounding your relationships, and what do you need to know? What you need to know right now. Whether you are single, in a relationship, in separation, or dealing with someone on your mind. Okay, you have memories. You have silence. And you have obscurity. Alright, Pisces. Now, Aries, you have memories. Okay, memories. Aries, someone is still thinking about you right now. Memories is coming through very strong, but it's not just remembering, it's dwelling. Okay, it says here in the card, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. So it's those bittersweet flashbacks that hit out of nowhere, right? So there's a person who looks back on a moment between you two, a conversation, a place, a photo, or even the sound of your voice, and they feel that ache in their chest. They're tried to move on. I think they've tried to move on, but honestly, they haven't. And here's the frustrating part. Okay, you have the silence. Okay, it says here, frozen, no words, stonewall. So this person is holding back, not because they don't care, but I feel like because they don't know how to say what they really feel, right? It's that energy of, I miss you, I want to reach out, but I don't know where to start. There may have been miscommunication, distance, or just time pulling you two apart, but the heart never fully detached, right? So instead of talking, asking, or explaining, they go quiet, they freeze, they avoid, and they pretend to be fine. This silence is not indifference, it's fear for some of you. Okay, and then you have the obscurity. Secrets, mysteries, concealing. So Aries, someone is keeping something hidden, not necessarily another person. This feels more like hidden feelings, unspoken regrets, unprocessed trauma, a truth they are scared to reveal. I feel like this person, or they're holding something in their chest and that they want to tell you but can't yet. They cannot yet. So their emotions are foggy right now, confusing and hard for you to read. And that's because they don't fully understand them either. So you might feel like the energy is off, or there's something unspoken, and you're right. This is like moon energy, intuition, shadows, things beneath the surface. So Aries, what you need to know right now is that someone from your past is still emotionally attached to you. Their silence is protection, not rejection. And they are hiding deeper feelings than they show. So something important remains unsaid and unresolved. And Spirit wants you to trust your intuition, not the silence, because silence is loud when the heart is involved. So this connection isn't over for some of you. It's paused, it's hidden, it's waiting. There will be a moment where what was concealed comes to light. So for now, give space, but don't give up on clarity. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. What's happening in your love situation right now? What are the things that you need to know right now? What's going on? Taurus, you have emotional storm, you have soulmates, and you have elusive, dishonesty, deception, trickery. All right, now Taurus, you have emotional storm. Taurus, the energy around you is intense but confusing right now. The first card, emotional storm, there are turmoils, unstable, affected. So someone's emotions here are all over the place. This could be you, but it strongly feels like the person on your mind for some of you. Okay, they're up one day, down the next, missing you at night, but pulling away during the day. Something like that. There's a lot of suppressed feelings here, and they don't know how to handle them. Think of this like emotional whiplash, right? I care about you, but I don't know how to deal with that. With what I'm feeling. So deep down, this connection hit them harder than expected. Now you have the soulmates, deep love, unity, connection. This is not random. Okay, this is not casual. Isn't just chemistry. This is soul recognition. So this is someone who sees you as different, significant, familiar, important. Okay, even if they don't say it, even if they push you away, they feel a bond that is rare. Okay, you have touched a part of them they normally keep hidden. Okay, this is the type of connection where you feel like, why can't I let this go? Why does this matter so much? Why does this feel like we've known each other before? Because you have, energetically, spiritually, karmically. Then we have this elusive. Now this is the challenge. You have dishonesty, deception, trickery. Okay, so now let me clarify this. This doesn't automatically mean cheating. All right, now this energy is not being fully honest with that feelings or with their feelings. They're hiding something, not telling the full story, keeping their true intentions unclear. Avoidance is a form of deception. Now this person may say they don't care when they do, right? Or they act unbothered when they're affected, or they pull back right when things get deep, and they give mixed signals or half truths. So it's like, I love you, but I don't know how to show it correctly. Or I feel something real, but vulnerability terrifies me. So they hide behind the silence, distractions, or excuses. Now this is someone who doesn't like losing control, who avoids emotional exposure, who acts fine on the surface, someone who is terrified being hurt. It's like self-protection disguised as distance. Okay, what do you need to know right now, Taurus? What you need to know right now, Taurus, is that this person feels that the connection deeply. The bond is so level, not replaceable. Their emotions are unstable though and overwhelming. They may hide their truth instead of expressing it, right? And their silence or distance is not equal to indifference, but there is something they're not telling you. It may be feelings, fears, or a past trauma, but there's something important that remains unspoken here. So, final message for you, Taurus, is don't chase explanations right now. Don't force clarity. Let this person sort through their internal storm right now, because love is here, but honesty needs to show up too, right? The universe is saying a soul connection is only as strong as truthful communication. Now, when this person is ready to be real, you will feel it, right? Not in words, but in consistency. Let's move on to Gemini. All right, Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What's going on in your love life? What do you need to know right now? What's your love situation right now? What's going on, Gemini? You have perspective. Perspective. Next, you have only you. And you have abandoned. Ooh. Okay. Alright, Gemini, let's start with your first card. You have the perspective. It says you're better off, happiness, clear headspace. So this card is showing a turning point in your love life. Gemini, I feel like some of you, you're stepping back and seeing the bigger picture instead of being caught up in the moment. If not some of you, a lot of you are starting to realize what was emotionally draining versus what was genuinely fulfilling, and who brings peace versus who brings confusion, what you thought you needed versus what truly makes you happy. And I feel like you are moving from reacting with emotion to responding with clarity. Spirit is saying sometimes you don't lose anything by walking away. You gain your sanity back. This isn't about bitterness or shutting down. Excuse me. It's about finally seeing, I deserve consistency. I deserve someone who shows up. Your energy is shifting from attachment to awareness. Now you have only you. Devoted, attached, crave. So someone is still heavily fixated on you. And this is emotional, not physical. Maybe for some of you, okay? It's like no matter who they talk to, no matter who they date or distract themselves with, there's still one person they compare everyone to, and that's you, Gemini. This person may not say anything, but they replay memories, check your social media, wonder if you still think about them, feel a pull toward you at an unexpected times. They may have tried to move on intellectually, but their heart never relocated. Okay, there's a craving here, not just for attention, but for your presence, your energy, and or your voice. This is a type of energy where someone could say, I don't want anybody else to have you. Even if they aren't doing anything to claim you right now. Okay? And now you have the abandoned, left out, walked away, cold. Now this is unresolved emotional pain. Someone in this connection felt discarded, ghosted, or shut out when they needed closeness the most. It's that feeling of, you disappeared on me. You left when things got real. You chose silence. You chose silence when I needed answers, right? But this card also hints that they walked away out of fear, not lack of feelings. For some of you, okay, the coldness was self-protection. Instead of being vulnerable, they chose distance. This left the other person carrying unanswered questions, self-doubt, emotional confusion. Someone might still be wondering, what did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Why wasn't I enough? Why didn't they fight for us? But Spirit wants you to understand it wasn't about your worth. It was about their wounds. Okay? So what you need to know right now, Gemini, is that Spirit is trying to guide your focus, not your fear. Something in your love life has shifted from emotional chaos to mental clarity. You are being shown the difference between someone who wants you, someone who is ready for you, someone who is consistent with you. Those three are not the same thing. All right. You're seeing the truth without sugarcoating it. That perspective card, okay, this perspective card means you are entering a stage of honest self-awareness. You are no longer trying to justify someone's behavior or explain away their silence. You are asking, is this love mutual? Does this person show up for me? Are my needs being met? The universe is applauding you for that. Clarity is a form of self-love. Okay, and someone is still emotionally attached to you heavily. The only you card here, right, again, reveals there is someone who hasn't let go, even if they've been gone physically, right? This person may hide their feelings, try to act indifferent, stay silent out of fear, out of pride or fear. But energetically, they still pull on you. Their thoughts still find you. Their heart still remembers you. There's a strong message here. Soul ties don't dissolve just because someone stays silent. Okay, they may enter your mind randomly because you're entering theirs at that exact moment. And another is the abandonment wound must be acknowledged here, right? That this abandoned card means there's something unresolved and unspoken that still hangs in the energy between you and in this person or your person. It might not be about what was said. It's about what was never said. Spirit wants you to know you were not rejected, you were not unworthy, you were not forgotten. Someone walked away not because they didn't love you, but because they didn't know how to love in the way you needed, right? Their silence was a survival instinct, not a judgment of your value. What you need to know right now is this: their inability to show up was never a reflection of your worthiness. This is emotional closure without needing a conversation. Another is protect your peace first. Most of all, clarity will follow. Now, instead of questioning, will they come back? Was it real? Did they care? You need, Spirit wants you to shift to these questions. How do I feel right now? What brings me peace? What direction comes to my mind? Because the universe is positioning you to attract not just a connection, but an alignment. Someone may return, but Spirit is whispering, let them return healed, not confused. So Gemini, you are not stuck. You are not waiting, you are awakening. And the person tied to your energy, they are being forced to face what they ran from. Okay, their feelings, their fear of vulnerability, their regret of walking away. Clarity will come, but your peace must come first. All right, let's move on to Cancer. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What's going on in your love life? What's happening? What do you need to know right now? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Cancer, you have only you. Only you. Only you. You have ecstasy. And you have running. All right. Right, Cancer, your reading is showing a push and pull energy between emotional depth and avoidance. Someone here is very attached to you, but the way they deal with that attachment is complicated. Let's break it down. All right, you have the only you card. Says here devoted, attached, and crave. So Cancer, someone's heart is locked on you. Locked on you. This isn't casual. This isn't temporary, and this is not out of sight, out of mind. You know, you left a lasting imprint on this person, and this person compares others to you, and they still thinks about you when they go to bed or wake up. You know, replay moments, conversations, or what could have been. There is a sense of nobody does it like you. Nobody understands me like you do. And even if they try to forget you, Spirit is saying they failed. Okay? Your energy is too familiar, too comforting, comforting, too comfortable, too comforting, too deep. Okay? In their eyes, you are the one person that makes sense to them, even if the situation between you two doesn't. Now you have the ecstasy. It says here, chasing thrills, excitement, and good time. Here's what it gets complicated. This person feels deeply but may choose distraction over honesty. Instead of sitting with that feelings, they might keep themselves busy, party, socialize, or travel. Talk to new people for stimulation, perhaps, or keep things, surface level. This is someone who runs from intensity by seeking pleasure, because intensity, when with you, it scares them. It makes them feel vulnerable, exposed, and too seen. So they chase highs, thrills, and temporary excitement to avoid facing the reality of how much they care about you. And you might notice patterns like inconsistent communication, right? Hot and cold behavior, present one moment, then gone the next. This isn't because they don't care. For some of you, it's because they care too much and don't know what to do with it. And you have the running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. Cancer, someone in this connection has a habit of retreating. Okay, retreating the moment they start to feel deeply. They ghost, they disappear, or they suddenly go quiet. This card screams avoidant attachment style, fear of intimacy, emotional overwhelmed. So their instinct is feelings are too strong. I need to pull back. So this is not personal. It's self-protection for them. That they run from conversations that demand honesty, moments that require vulnerability, situations where they could lose control. Running doesn't mean they don't care. It means they don't know how to say. So I just want to make you understand. So what do you need to know right now, Cancer? Someone is intensely drawn to you based on these cards. I'm just reading the cards, okay? But terrified of emotional depth. They chase temporary excitement, but nothing truly replaces you. Okay, their disappearances have everything to do with fear, not lack of interest. Their coping mechanism is avoidance, not indifference. Spirit is saying if someone runs from you, they are actually running from themselves. Okay, there is a lot of unfinished energy here. This connection is not done, but it needs healing, understanding, and patience. So, message from your spirit, Cancer, is you don't need to chase. You don't need to convince. You don't need to shrink your emotions so someone else feels safe. Let them come back when they're ready to be real, not temporary. Because someone who runs will eventually stop. But you need a person who stays, right? All right, let's move on to Leo. Leo. All right, Leo. Leo, what do you need to know right now regarding your love life, love situation? What's going on? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. Leo. Leo, you have resistance, you have rejection, and you have hoping. Okay. Now, Leo, your love reading is powerful because it's showing a mix of fear, desire, and quiet manifestation. There's someone in your energy who feels more than they're willing to admit. And honestly, they're struggling with it. So let's break this down. Let's break it down one by one. You have resistance. It says here, secret admirer. Maybe some of you have a secret admirer that, suppressing their feelings, and someone who's timid. So secret admirer, suppressing, timid. So the first thing that shows up here is suppressed emotion for me. Someone is holding back very strong feelings for you, but instead of expressing them, they push them down. So this is someone who watches you quietly, keeps tabs on you, thinks about you more than they let on, acts like they don't care when they actually do. And you are not aware of this. Some of you, I feel like maybe some of you are, some of you you're not, right? But your intuition has already sensed it, though. Okay. This person admires you from a distance. Okay, they like your energy, they like your aura, your presence, but they are terrified being the first one to speak up. Why? I feel like it's because vulnerability is not comfortable for them. Okay, they don't know how to deal with the intensity you bring out in them. So their first instinct is to hold back, delay, or overthink. Now you have rejection. It says here abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. So now here's the root of why they resist. This person has a deep fear of rejection. This isn't about you, okay? This is about a wound that existed before you came into their life. Past heartbreak, childhood abandonment, or emotional neglect may have taught them it's safer to stay silent. If I don't open up, I can't get hurt. If I don't try, I can't fail. So this is a person who expects rejection even when no one is rejecting them. So it's irrational fear, meaning the fear isn't based on your actions but their history and insecurity. They could genuinely think Leo's too good for me, or Leo would never choose someone like me. So instead of chasing you, they run from possibility of being turned away. They would rather reject themselves first and risk doing it. This is why their behavior might look like acting distant, sending mixed signals, pulling away after moments of closeness, leaving text unanswered, or taking forever to reply. It's not indifference, it's a defense mechanism. And next you have the hoping. It says here expecting, faith, manifesting. Now underneath all that fear, this is where it gets confusing too, right? Underneath all that fear and resistance, there is hope too. They still want you, but they want you in a way that feels safe for them. You get what I mean? This is confusing and at the same time a little bit complicated. They dream about you and quietly manifest a future with you. This is someone who visualizes a second chance, imagines reconciliation for some of you, believes someday we'll talk again. For those who can resonate, all right, sense energetic intention without physical action. It's that energy of wishing, praying, daydreaming. But here's the key. They want you to make it easy for them to show up. Okay, they want signs, reassurance perhaps, or subtle confirmation that if I try, I want to make sure, or I hope I won't get rejected. So they hope that the door is still open, even if they don't knock on it yet, right? Now, what do you need to know right now, Leo? So, what you need to know right now is that someone here carries deeper feelings for you than you realize. Perhaps some of you. Their silence is fear based, not a lack of interest. They run from vulnerability, not from you. All right, and they secretly hope you still care, still remember, still want them. In spirit is saying, have compassion, but do not lower your standards, waiting for someone to choose courage, right? So let this person evolve on their own timeline, because when they finally step forward, it needs to be from confidence, not from fear. So they are manifesting you, and your job is to receive, not chase. All right. So there is love here, Leo, but it needs bravery. Okay. There is longing here, but it needs truth. There is potential, but it needs healed wounds, all right? Not hidden feelings. You don't need to force this connection. You don't need to convince someone to choose you, all right? Let them find the courage to express what's been suppressed. Because when they do, it will be real, honest, and long overdue. All right, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo. All right, Virgo, what do you need to know right now regarding your love situation? What's going on? What's happening for our Virgo signs? You can check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, right? If this doesn't resonate with you, or if you want to get the full message, right? Check your moon, rising, or Venus placements. Okay, timestamps are in the description box below. All right, Virgo, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. You have pain. Ooh, pain. You have chasing, and you have clarity. All right, Virgo. All right, Virgo, your reading is very raw and very real. It's showing the emotional history behind your current love energy, the wounds, the cycles, and ultimately the breakthrough. Let's go card by card and then tie it together. First, you have the pain. It says here apprehensive, afraid, cautious. So there is emotional fear present either in you or your person, or both. Okay, this is not just anxiety about love. This is history for some of you. I feel like you have been hurt before, deeply and unexpectedly. If this is not you, perhaps this is your person. And now your energy is protected, guarded, and skeptical. I also feel like it's really not you. For some of you, Virgo, it's your person. Okay. And okay. Virgo, whether you admit it or not, you may be internally asking yourself, what if this happens again? What if I open up? And what if it ends the same way? What if I give too much? What if it don't reciprocate? Right? So your heart is strong but cautious, or their heart is strong but cautious. All right, reverse, vice versa, right? You want love, but you also want safety. And right now, someone in this connection is battling with a desire to open up versus instinct to protect their heart. This is not weakness, it's emotional intelligence, but also trauma memory. Now, next you have the chasing. You have, it says here, pursuit, toxicity, resilience. Now, this card is huge for you, Virgo. It shows a pattern that you have either lived through or you're dealing with right now. So you may be used to or afraid of being the one who tries harder in relationships, right? Now, this could show up as chasing clarity, chasing validation, chasing communication, chasing closure, or chasing consistency. And you might be tired of being the one who fixes, explains, initiates, apologizes, holds everything together. And Spirit is saying to you right now, you should not have to fight for clarity or beg for effort. For some of you, you might have been attracted to unavailable, inconsistent, or wounded partners. The ones you feel you have to heal or save. Okay, this creates a toxic pursuit energy where you continuously give without receiving emotionally equal energy in return. But here's the powerful part, Virgo. That word resilience means, or this word resilience here, it means that you're not breaking, you are transforming. You are learning the difference between connection and control, love and codependency, attraction and attachment. Next, you have the clarity. It says here, truth, intentions, honesty. Now, Virgo, this is the breakthrough card in your reading. Okay, clarity is coming, and it's coming in one of two forms. Either someone finally speaks honestly about their intentions, or you finally see the truth without needing their explanation. So this is illumination. This is now it makes sense. So this is the moment where confusion ends and emotional self-respect begins. You are going to understand why something happened, why someone pulled away, why the dynamic felt imbalanced, and why you felt like you had to chase. And once you have clarity, you will no longer chase, no longer overthink, and no longer settle. This is the energy of, I know my worth now, right? And the Virgo who knows their worth is unstoppable in love, right? Because you stop over giving to prove you deserve love. You start allowing love to show up for you. Now, what do you need to know right now? What you need to know right now, Virgo, is you are breaking a cycle, okay? Not repeating it. Your heart is healing from a past experience of abandonment or imbalance. And someone may be afraid of losing you, but also afraid of opening up. And you are learning to require clarity, not chase it. And honest communication will set you free. So your message is this: pain taught you caution, and chasing taught you boundaries, and clarity will teach you peace. Right? So once you understand someone's true intentions, either through their actions or their silence, you will no longer waste emotional energy trying to figure them out, right? So you are not asking for too much, Virgo, right? You are asking for the right things: honesty, consistency, and effort. And the universe is saying, do not chase someone who is hiding. Attract someone who is transparent. And a real connection will never require you to sacrifice your peace for answers. Let love meet you with clarity, not confusion. All right, let's move on to Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. What is going on in your love life? What's happening? What are the things that you need to know right now with regards to your love situation, relationship, whether you are single, in a relationship with a partner, whether you are married, or whether you are in a complicated or in separation, right? Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement. You have obscurity. You have stress. Ooh, why stress? And you have nourish. Ooh, all right, Libra. Now, Libra, your reading is like a movie scene where emotions are present but unclear. tangled, and slightly overwhelming. Someone in your love life isn't being fully transparent, and it's creating this energetic tension that affects both of you. All right, so let's dive in card by card and then tie this together in a story. All right, first you have the obscurity. You have here secrets, mysteries, concealing. So there is something hidden here, straight up. Right, someone could be, or someone is keeping emotions to themselves, avoiding important conversations, or creating confusion rather than clarity. This doesn't automatically mean third parties, cheating, or betrayal. All right, now for many of you, it's simply emotional concealment. Okay, it's the energy of, I don't want to tell you what I'm feeling, so I pretend everything is fine. Or I'd rather hide my vulnerability than admit I care, right? So, Libra, you also might feel like you're guessing, you're reading between the lines, or you're noticing subtle changes, or something feels off, right? Now, your intuition is right. There is something beneath the surface that needs to be acknowledged. Now you have stress. Okay, it says here turbulence, tension, arguments. So this hidden energy creates fiction. That's why the stress is here. This could show up as minor disagreements, right? Misunderstandings, tension in communication, emotional distance, frustration without knowing why. And this is not about dislike, it's about pressure, right? Someone in this connection is overwhelmed by feelings, overwhelmed by expectations, by fear of messing things up, right? Or overwhelmed by pressure to be okay. Now, Libra, you carry so much emotional intelligence that sometimes you absorb other people's tension as your own. So you may be trying to fix, balance, smooth things over, or make peace, but that can become draining when you are the only one trying. So this card is saying there is turbulence because something is unexpressed. So perhaps the hidden truth here for some of you is emotional stress. Okay, let's move on to the Norse card. You have here self growth, self focus, and soul finding. This is the healing direction your spirits are guiding you toward, Libra. Right now, the answer isn't to chase answers, isn't to pressure someone to open up or solve anything at once. The answer is to come back to your center, nurture yourself, focus on what feeds your soul, and protect your inner peace. Right, Libra, when a situation feels unclear, that is the universe saying, pour into yourself until clarity arrives. This is a period for journaling, meditation, grounding practices, baths, candles, crystals, if that's something you'd like to do. You know, having those quiet nights and spending time in nature or solitude with intention. You know, you are being asked to choose inner nourishment over external validation right now, because here's the truth. When you stabilize your own energy, the relationship dynamics around you automatically adjust. Right, so your peace becomes magnetic and your boundaries become loud without words, and your healing forces others to either rise or leave. So what is it what you need to know right now, Libra, is that something hidden is affecting the connection, but not forever. Okay, and stress is created when people avoid honesty instead of leaning into it. And you are being spiritually redirected towards self-care, not relationship control. And answers will reveal themselves once you stop forcing clarity. There will come a moment where something suddenly makes sense, or someone finally open up about what they've been holding back. But Spirit is saying right now, do not put your life on hold waiting for the truth. Let truth come to you while you take care of your mind and your heart. This is not abandonment. This is alignment, right? So your energy, Libra, is valuable. Your peace matters. Your intuition is correct. You don't need to solve everything right now. You don't need to chase closure or clarity. Focus on nourishing you and watch how hidden things come to light. Tension dissolves, honesty arrives naturally for you because light attracts truth. And when you take care of your spirit, everything that is meant to stay will stay in peace, not stress. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus placements. What the Spirit wants you to know right now, Scorpio, you already have 3 cards. All right, let's see. First, you have the Death. Ooh, okay. Next, you have Divine Feminine. Yin, feminine energy, and you have lusting. Oh my god, this is you, Scorpio, the depth and the lustings. I'm getting this Scorpio vibe already. Alright, Scorpio, let's dive deep into your reading. Scorpio, this reading is raw and powerful. There is a soul connection here that is mixed with desire, fascination, and internal conflict in your love life, right? So the energy is strong, and if you have been feeling someone thinking about you, you're not imagining it. So let's take this slowly, card by card. All right, you have the depth, awareness, importance, and value. Scorpio, the connection in your energy is not surface level. This is something that is affecting your mind, your heart, your intuition, and possibly your dreams. This card says someone is becoming aware of how important you are. You are not just another person to them. There is emotional gravity here. You made an impact. You steered something in someone that they cannot easily shut off or ignore. This is, I thought I could keep it casual, but this became serious in my heart. Or I didn't expect to care this much. So this isn't infatuation, all right? This is someone realizing the depth of their feelings for you. They are recognizing your value, not just your beauty, but your presence, your spirit, your silence, your energy. This is a connection that made them feel alive in a way they weren't prepared for. All right. Now, next you have the Divine Feminine, Yin, feminine energy. So this card is powerful because it represents intuition, grace, emotional magnetism, patience, compassion, sensuality, right? Softness, that is strong. Whether you identify as a feminine energy or not, someone sees you as mysterious, alluring, right? Nurturing, emotionally deep, and spiritually attractive. There is something about you that pulls them in without trying. All right? You don't chase, you attract. You don't force, you allow. You don't demand, you radiate. Now this person sees you as unforgettable, irreplaceable, and impossible to replicate, right? Your energy is what they crave, not just your body, not just your attention. And Spirit is saying right now, you awaken their soul, not just their desire. Now you have the lusting. Now it says here in the card, forbidden, non-committal, sexual energy. Now here's where it gets complicated for some of you. The desire is real, very real, all right? Super real. There is strong chemistry and physical longing here. Someone wants you in ways they can't stop thinking about. But this card also reveals fear of commitment, fear of vulnerability, fear of losing control. So what happens? Instead of admitting love, they retreat into lust. They pretend it's just physical. They try to convince themselves. Okay, it's just attraction, it's just desire. But that is a lie. A lie they tell themselves to stay safe. When someone feels the depth, but wants to lust with this card, it means they're fighting themselves emotionally. So this can look like inconsistent communication, hot and cold behavior, intense moments followed by distance, mixed signals, avoiding serious talk. This person might say, I'm not ready for something serious. I don't do relationships, or let's keep things casual. But their soul knows it's not casual, right? So what you need to know right now, Scorpio, is that someone is wrestling between their heart and their ego. They feel depth but show desire. They want connection but fear commitment, and they see you as rare, sacred, divine feminine energy. And they might be scared of being seen, okay? Afraid to lose emotional control or intimidated by how powerful this connection feels. That this person keeps the relationship unfinished because, some of you, because committing requires vulnerability, right? And vulnerability is where Scorpio always sees the truth. And you already know the truth. You feel it, right? You feel when they think of you. You feel when they energetically pull towards you. You feel it when they try to detach but cannot, right? So Scorpio, you are someone's trigger right now, and someone's awakening somewhere out there, right? You are teaching them what real intimacy looks like, what emotional depth feels like, what truth beyond lust really is. Do not shrink your energy just because someone is confused by it. Do not settle for crumbs of attention or temporary passion when you deserve devotion, clarity, and commitment. Because listen, anyone can want your body, right? But only the right one will honor your soul. And for you, Scorpio, soul is everything, right? So, yeah. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Hello, welcome in. So let's see what's going on in your love situation right now. What do you need to know right now? What's going on? What's happening? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's see. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement. You have bitterness, and you have chasing, and you have twin flame. Ooh, okay. All right. Now, Sagittarius, this energy is raw, real, and intense. And it's something you have probably been feeling in your chest for a while now. Okay, there is bitterness or resentment lingering either in you, your person, or both. All right, someone said something, did something, or didn't show up in a moment when it mattered, and now the energy is full of thorns, right? Thorns. Now this card shows heartful words, but it isn't just a speech. It's the unspoken disappointment, the expectations that were never met, and the promises that were never fulfilled. Some of you may be trying to shake it off, but these feelings come back like a bruise that hasn't fully healed. So someone here is afraid to be vulnerable again because the pain feels fresh, even if it happened weeks or months ago. All right, with this bitterness. Now, the chasing card in the middle is the heartbeat of this reading. It shows a pattern. Someone gives too much, tries too hard, or keeps trying to fix something that keeps hurting. It's like you or someone connected to you continues pursuing a connection even when it brings stress, right? Confusion or emotional exhaustion. And there might even be a sense of, maybe if I do more, they will change. Maybe if I stay longer, they will choose me. Maybe if I show how loyal I am, it will finally work. But the truth is, you cannot heal a relationship by abandoning yourself, right? You are resilient. The card literally says that, right? And you keep pushing through challenges, hoping that your love or your effort will prove something. But Spirit is asking, are you chasing connection or are you trying to avoid abandonment? Now here you have the twin flame. Twin flame energy, twin flames, all right? Twin flames energy, here, it changes everything. Now this is not a regular relationship. We all know that. Whenever there's twin flame, it's not regular. Twin flame energy is mirror energy. Whatever is unresolved within you, you will see reflected in them. Whatever triggers them triggers you. So twin flame connections often have on and off cycles, runner chaser dynamics, deep telepathic or emotional connections, right? Strong highs, painful lows, breakthroughs followed by distance. Now this isn't just about love, this is about soul growth. The universe uses twin flame connections to force healing of ego, fear of abandonment, childhood wounds, people pleasing, control, and lack of self-worth. Whether you are together or separated in the physical, the energy is still active. You may feel them even when they are silent. You may dream of them, think of them suddenly, or feel emotional shifts out of nowhere, right? So what you need to know right now, Sagittarius, this is not meant to break you, right? It's meant to awaken you. The bitterness and resentment aren't here to punish you, but to highlight where healing is needed in your life. You are not meant to always be the chaser. Sometimes the real transformation happens when you stop chasing and start allowing, right? Twin flame doesn't always mean forever partner, but it does mean forever lesson. Whether this works out or not, it will change you, and you know that. Maybe if not a lot of you, some of you. Now forgiveness is key. Not necessarily forgiving them, but forgiving yourself for loving intensely, for trying, for staying, and for hoping. You were never foolish. You were devoted, right? And balance is needed. True twin flame union comes when both choose growth over fear, both choose communication over silence, and both choose respect over ego. And right now, Spirit is showing that someone is still stuck in old patterns, but awareness is rising. So Sagittarius, is okay to take a step back and breathe. All right, you don't need to solve everything today or right now. Whenever you watch this, you don't need to carry all of it alone. Let them reflect. Let them feel the absence. Let them face themselves. Your healing doesn't come from fixing the connection. Your healing comes from finding peace within yourself, no matter what happens. And when you stop running after the answer will find you. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. Capricorn, what's happening in your love situation? Capricorn, sun, moon, rising. or Venus placements. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. What's happening in your love life? What's going on? What do you need to know right now? You have soulmates. 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 Next, you have escaping. And you have bitterness. Ooh. All right, Capricorn, let's start with your first card. You have the soulmates. It says here, deep love, unity, connection. Now, this is not a casual connection. This is someone whose presence shifted your path. You know, even if the relationship has been difficult or confusing. Now, with soulmates, Spirit is confirming that you have known this person at a soul level. There is mutual recognition and emotional depth. The bond is not accidental or temporary. This card shows two people merging, not because everything is perfect, but because something is profoundly familiar. It's nostalgia that you can't explain. It's that quiet moment when your heart recognizes someone long before your mind understands it, right? I feel like this person has a mirror energy with you. They reflect your strengths and expose your wounds. And this connection was meant to awaken something within you, whether that is vulnerability, forgiveness, emotional expression, or a deeper capacity for love. Now, Spirit wants you to know that a soulmate connection doesn't mean easy. It means important, okay? Now, you have escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. Now, this is the turning point of this reading. Okay, someone here, you or them, loves deeply, okay, but pulls away when, let me adjust my mic, pulls away when feelings get too intense. So this is the classic come close then retreat pattern. Why? Because soulmate connections require authenticity, honesty, and emotional nakedness, and that can be terrifying for some of you. Escaping is not lack of interest, it's fear of vulnerability. So it looks like ghosting when conversations get too real, ignoring messages when emotions rise, creating distance to gain control, or acting like they don't care to avoid being hurt. There is a sense of, I feel something powerful here, so I'm gonna pretend I don't, right? But I'm gonna pretend I don't. So this card is pointing directly to unspoken fear. Fear of abandonment, perhaps, fear of failure, fear of repeating past mistakes. Spirit guidance here, Capricorn, someone isn't running away from you. They are running away from their own emotions. Now, for your card number 3, you have the bitterness, resentment, anger, hurtful words. Now, underneath the love and the fear, there is pain that has not been processed. Bitterness doesn't show up because somebody stopped caring. It shows up because they care too much and they don't know how to hold it properly. Now, this card brings up past arguments that still lingers in the around the energy, or still lingering in the energy, and words that were spoken in anger and never healed, disappointments that never got closure, emotional tension building under silence, and this bitterness feels like unresolved history. Something said, something done, something not forgiven. Now, someone may feel like, you abandoned me when I needed you. You didn't choose me. You made me feel unimportant. I give everything and got nothing back. And because they don't know how to articulate that hurt, they escaped instead. So it's like the emotions piled up with nowhere to go until they hardened. Okay, and spirit message right now is this resentment is actually grief in disguise. Bitterness speaks when the heart doesn't know how to say, that hurt me. Okay, so what you need to know right now, Capricorn, is this. This is a healing chapter, not a final chapter for some of you. Even if it feels like a breakup for some of you, a silence perhaps, or an emotional shutdown, Spirit is saying this is a pause for growth, not a permanent ending. You know, when soulmate plus escaping and bitterness show up together, it means the universe separated you two so each person can process their feelings individually. Okay, and the connection was hitting emotional walls that needed to collapse. And time apart is serving a purpose. So it's not rejection, it's redirection into healing. And someone here is fighting two battles: the love they feel and the fear of repeating old wounds. So the escaping energy isn't about disinterest. It's about self-protection. It says, it's like it's saying, I love you, but I don't know how to love safely. So there may be childhood abandonment wounds, you know, fear of emotional dependency, fear of disappointing you, fear of losing identity or control. And this person might act cold, distant, or indifferent, but internally they are overwhelmed and emotionally flooded. And also, the bitterness is actually an unspoken pain that needs acknowledgement. So, someone feels unseen, unheard, or unappreciated, and because it wasn't voiced, it became resentment, right? So this could be things like, you didn't choose me when I needed you, you walked away instead of fighting for us, you shut down when I opened up. This bitterness is asking for a real conversation, a validation without blame, and an honesty without ego. And Spirit is saying the cure for this resentment is truth. Not arguing, not proving, just truth, all right? And you cannot chase clarity. That is also something that you need to know right now. You must allow it. Okay, trying to fix, convince, or force communication right now will backfire. Why? Because escaping energy gets triggered by pressure. Spirit is urging you, pause, reflect, and breathe. Let them be the next initiator. They need to come forward when they are ready to communicate with vulnerability, not defensiveness. Okay, and also this is karmic clearing disguised as conflict, right? So think of this as emotional declaring. All the bitterness, resentment, and avoidance is coming up because it is ready to be released. What you need to know is you are not going backwards. You are clearing what blocked love from moving forward. And this connection has a higher purpose: to teach boundaries, to teach emotional truth, to teach conscious communication, to teach patience and surrender. Another is both of the people, both of you, I think, have valid pain, but someone here must make the first move toward forgiveness. Okay, this doesn't mean apologizing for everything or fixing everything alone. This means being emotionally open without expectation. Something as simple as, I was hurt too, and I don't want to understand, and I want to understand each other better, right? And that can melt layers of bitterness, right? And it's also Spirit saying, don't demand closure. Offer compassion. It changes everything. Another is soon. What you need to know right now is soon someone will stop running. Escaping is a temporary energy. And soulmate always circle back to unfinished emotional conversations. Okay? Timing messages around this energy suggest sudden messages, unexpected reconnections, emotional confessions, especially when both parties have had space to process. But the return isn't just coming back, it's coming back with more awareness, more humility, more honesty. The universe is preparing the conversation that never happened. And your intuition already knows the truth. You just need to trust it, right? I feel like you've already felt the emotional pull even in silence, and you've sensed something is unfinished. That feeling isn't imagination, it's energetic resonance, right? Soulmate connections don't complete until the lesson is integrated. Right now, the lesson is love without losing yourself, truth, without fear, and connection without control. And also, spirit is protecting this connection from further damage. Okay, the current distance, silence, or avoidance is actually divine intervention. So, instead of more fighting, more misunderstandings, more hurtful words, spirit allowed the distance so you could reset energetically. It's like the universe pressed pause before things broke beyond repair. All right, let's move on to Aquarius. Oh, that was long. Kind of long. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Aquarius. Love situation for Aquarius right now. What do they need to know right now? What's going on in their love life for Aquarius? Aquarius, you have obscurity. You have obsession. And you have one day. One day. Someday, somewhere, another time. Alright. Now, Aquarius, before I start, I just want to say that this is a very Aquarian reading. Quiet on the surface, chaotic underneath, and spiritually complex. Okay, now let's go card by card and then build the full story later. Alright, you have the obscurity card. It says here, secrets, mysteries, concealing. So Aquarius, there is something about this connection that has never been fully illuminated. The feelings exist, right? But I feel like they have been operating in shadows, hidden conversations, or unspoken emotions. This isn't just someone being private. It feels like hidden motives for some of you, hidden pain, hidden longing, and hidden circumstances. This card has full moon energy, meaning your intuition already knows that something is there, even if no one has said it out loud. Someone in this dynamic is holding back information, acting distant to avoid exposure, perhaps, or protecting their vulnerability, or keeping you at just enough distance, right? So you're picking up on mixed signals, and it's not paranoia, okay? It's energetic truth. Their silence is not emptiness, it is overthinking, planning, and fear of being truly seen. Now, Spirit is saying you are sensing what they won't admit. And I know that you're right, Aquarius, because you know, Aquarius. All right, next you have the obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction. Now, behind the quietness, right, there is intensity here. Whether it's you, them, or both, someone here is thinking of you constantly, Aquarius, checking your socials, replaying conversations, and imagining scenarios even, and dreaming about what could happen. Now, this is secret obsession, not expressed publicly, but felt internally. Now, when obscurity plus obsession show up together, it means someone is hiding how deeply they feel. Someone pretends not to care, but cares too much. Someone acts detached, but is emotionally consumed. This is the type of connection people don't talk about because it scares them. They don't want to lose control. They don't want to be rejected. They don't want to appear vulnerable or needy. So instead of confessing, they conceal. they watch, they fantasize, and they plan what if, stories in their mind. In Aquarius, you feel it. I know you feel it. Even from a distance, right? Even in silence. Okay, you have card number 3, one day, someday, somewhere, another time. Now, this card is spiritual timing, not human timing. It says this connection is real, but not right now. The timing is misaligned, not the love. Okay, this is not rejection. This is preparation for some of you. One day energy appears when someone is working on themselves, someone is healing past trauma, someone is detaching from old cycles, someone is trying to gain stability before committing deeply. It's not over. It's just not here. It's the universe saying, let this unfold naturally without pressure. Trust timing, a divine timing, not desperation or impatience. This is slow burn connection, the kind that takes months or even years to fully reveal itself. But when it does, it changes everything. Okay, putting it all together, Aquarius. This is your love story. So there is undeniable, undeniable intensity here. But it is hidden for some of you. It's delayed and it's masked. Someone is obsessed but silent. Someone is in love but unavailable. Someone is thinking long term but acting short term. This connection feels unfinished, unforgettable, unresolved. Okay, it's a type of connection that keeps returning in dreams, in thought, in synchronicities, in unexpected messages. This is not casual energy. This is cosmic timing. And what you need to know right now, Aquarius, is that someone cares far more than their actions show. Okay, this person might appear distant, distracted, or emotionally unavailable, but beneath that exterior is intensity they don't know how to manage. They care in silence, they love in secrecy, they observe you in shadows. Okay, for those who can resonate. Okay, they are not cold, they are careful. Now I want you to use your discernment here. Because again, this is a general reading. It will not resonate with everybody. Right now, they're hiding how much they feel because they don't want to scare you. They don't want to lose control. They don't want to look weak. They don't understand why they can't stop thinking of you. And I feel like you're dealing with someone who feels deeply but expresses lightly. Okay. Another is timing is the biggest spiritual block, not love. That is also something you need to know. If this person came forward today, the connection would be intense. Okay, beautiful, but also chaotic and overwhelming. Spirit is delaying union because someone isn't ready to handle the truth of this connection. So they might still be healing past heartbreak, breaking free from a karmic pattern, learning how to trust, facing insecurities about commitment. It's not that they don't want you. It's that they want to be someone who can show up fully when the moment comes. Another is their secrecy is actually a defense mechanism. They aren't hiding the information, they're hiding emotion. Oh, wait up, guys. My dog is knocking on my door. I'm gonna let them in. Give me a second. Right, so where were we? So again, they are not, hiding. I'm so sorry about that, by the way. They are hiding. They're not hiding the information. They're just hiding their emotion. So they might fear this vulnerability, rejection, judgment, right? Losing themselves in the connection. So they hide because to reveal you is to reveal themselves, to reveal to you, right? And they're not comfortable going that deep yet. And Spirit is saying, right, like they think obsession is weakness, so they pretend it doesn't exist. Another thing that you need to know right now, Aquarius, is that you are in a divine pause, not a dead end. Okay, the 1 day card is a cosmic, like a cosmic scheduling. This connection isn't gone, it's just being protected. It's being protected. Right now, you're meant to live your life without waiting, without stressing or forcing. There will be a future moment of clarity, conversation, reconnection, decision, but it comes when both of you are aligned, not half ready. And someone is watching you evolve quietly. They see you stepping into your power now. They see you healing. They see you changing. This person notices your glow up, your confidence, your independence, your detachment mostly. And it scares them, but it also at the same time inspires them. They want to be worthy of you. They want to meet you where you are, not where they've been stuck. Okay. Another is there is this unspoken agreement between souls, like not yet. So on a soul level, you both know something is real. It's not done. It needs maturity and it needs patience. Your higher selves have already decided. We will meet again later. Stronger, wiser, calmer. This is a contract of divine timing. Another is, Aquarius, you are being asked to release the need to define what this is. Let it breathe, okay? Let it unfold, let it surprise you. So Spirit's saying, when you stop seeking answers, answers arrive. When you stop searching for clarity, clarity finds you. And your intuition already knows what your mind keeps questioning right now. Also, another thing you need to know right now, of course, you pay attention to synchronicity. It's communication, right? Signs that you may be receiving right now: repeating numbers, moon imagery, songs that feel like messages, thinking of them and then seeing their name, or perhaps dream visits. This is not coincidence. It's energetic exchange. Communication is happening, just not verbally. And love doesn't disappear just because it goes quiet. For others of you, I think it's something that you need to hear. Oh, Spirit wants me to tell you right now, right? There is a false belief here that if they cared, they'd show it. Okay? Okay. But in this connection, Aquarius, if they cared, they hide it out of fear of losing it. So the silence is not indifference. It is overwhelm. So it is the emotional equivalent of holding your breath underwater, right? They feel too much, so they vanish, right? Another is your role right now is detachment, not pursuit. Okay, the energy is loud here. Do not chase, Christ. Do not demand clarity. Do not force a conversation. Instead, live your life. Focus on your goals. Come back to self. Strengthen your intuition. You know what? But you know what? It's still your decision, Aquarius. Because I know that you hate being told what to do. Like I do, right? But this is something that Spirit want me to say to you. It's an advice, all right? I'm not telling you what to do. I just want to clarify that because I know Aquarius hates being told, right? Now, Spirit's saying right now, be the one who trusts, Aquarius, not the one who controls, because when you release, the universe returns what is meant for you without resistance. So, Aquarius, again, this connection is not finished, okay? But it is on divine time, not human time. Right now, the universe is separating you from the outcome so it can prepare both hearts for the truth that wants to bloom. Okay, you don't need to do anything, not reach out. Do not fix it. Do not figure it out. Just allow, right? The future is already written. The timing is already chosen. And when the moment comes, it will feel effortless. It will feel obvious. It will feel like finally. And one day, not today, but definitely not never. Okay? All right, let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Thank you so much for being here, Pisces. So let's see what's happening in your love life. What do you need to know right now? What's going on, Pisces? Pisces. Pisces, you have second chance. Second chance. Next, you have obscurity. You know, a lot of zodiac signs got this card, obscurity. So there's a lot of secrets, mysteries, concealing happening in the collective. Obsession as well. Okay. Obsession and obscurity. All right. Pisces. Now, Pisces. This is deep. All right. Deep. This energy feels like something that has been hanging in the air, unfinished, unresolved, unspoken, but now it wants attention. These cards are not random, okay? They form a narrative about love, timing, and hidden emotional forces. Now let's start with your first card. You have the second chance. Reconciliation, making amends, opportunity. Now someone from your past or someone you currently have distance with is wanting a do-over. This is not a light card. It does not show up unless there is unfinished business, unspoken feelings, regret, recognition of a mistake. And some of you may feel that someone in your energy who is thinking, I should have said more, I should have tried harder, I didn't treat them the way they deserve, and it's not over. This card brings opportunity, not pressure. Now, a second chance does not mean you have to accept anyone back, Pisces, okay? It means the door is opening again. The universe is allowing a different outcome. A situation that felt final might actually come full circle. Now, for some of you Pisces, this is someone who never stopped caring, even if life, pride, timing, or distance got in the way. For others, this is a chance to make peace. Not for love to return, but for your heart to heal the right way this time. Okay. There's a conversation that you have avoiding is going to resurface, Pisces. A reunion energy is circling around you right now. Okay. All right. Next, you have the obscurity. Secrets, mysteries, concealing. Wow, Pisces. This is a card that exposes what you feel but cannot prove. Now, something is hidden here. Something has not told you everything. So someone has not told you everything. You know, there is a truth behind the silence. So, you know, obscurity means mixed signals, right? Half truths, disappearing and then returning, and then emotional confusion and then unanswered questions. This can also mean someone is thinking about you in private, watching, remembering, fantasizing, but keeping their feelings in the shadows. For some of you Pisces, there is a secret admirer. Someone feels ashamed of how things ended as well, and also someone is scared to reveal their true feelings. For others, there is a confession coming. A truthful slip out or something hidden becomes undeniable. This card is the moon energy, and its moon is all about illusions, dreams, intuition. So if you have been sensing something recently, and if your dreams have been vivid, if you keep getting signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, you are not imagining it. Okay, your intuition is picking up someone thinking about you, remembering you, or planning to break their silence. Now, the truth is not gone. Okay, it is only waiting for the right moment to surface. Okay, next you have the obsession. Infatuation, adoration, addiction. So this is intense energy. Here, someone is obsessively thinking of you, replaying conversations, remembering your body, your voice, your touch. but unable to detach, and unable to detach energetically. So this is not simply missing you. This is attachment with longing. Okay, obsession shows up when someone checks your social media constantly, right? Compares others to you, fantasizes about you, wants you, but doesn't know how to approach you. For some of you Pisces, this is a silent obsession. Someone who wants to say everything but keeps themselves held back. For others, this is a past connection that became addictive, passionate, powerful, but also confusing. Almost like a soul tie that never dissolved, right? And this card is going to also reveal karmic connection, twin flame energy, faded unfinished business, sexual imprinting, right? Someone can't forget you physically, and someone thinks of you far more often than they admit, and their heart and desire never fully released you, Pisces. So what do you need to know right now? There is a connection here in your life right now that did not end. It's simply paused. You may have thought it was over. They may have walked away, or can circumstances separated you, but energetically the bond has remained active. These cards together saying it was never a goodbye. It was a break, a silence, a distance, but not an ending. Okay, what you need to know right now is someone's true feelings were never spoken. Okay, obscurity tells you this person held back words, suppressed their emotions, acted colder or more detached than they truly felt. And there is also regret here. They may have chosen pride over vulnerability, fear over honesty, silence over truth, and this person has thought 1,000 times, what if I told them how I really felt? What if I didn't run away? What if I stayed? The universe is now pushing truth to the surface. Another is you are still on someone's mind constantly. Obsession is not a casual card. This person thinks of you at night, feels triggered by memories replaced in intimate moments with you, and imagines what could still happen with you. Even if you have had no contact, the energetic pool is still here or there, still there or here. And somebody checks your profile, wonders who you're talking to, feels jealousy, and misses the comfort of your energy. They hid their feelings but never lost them. Another is a second chance part of your timeline now, Pisces. Second chance is not about repeating the past. It is about correction, maturity, clarity, emotional responsibility. So this is someone who wants to perhaps explain themselves, apologize, clear the air, tell you something they couldn't say before. The opportunity is approaching in divine timing, not human timing. Okay, and there will be a message, a call, a conversation, a moment of vulnerability. It may happen unexpectedly, late at night, after a dream, or during Mercury retrograde, or after seeing your photo, your post, your name somewhere. In spirit saying, when they return, they will not be the same person who left. For those who can resonate, okay. Another thing you need to know right now, Pisces, that what blocked love before was fear, not lack of feelings. Okay, this person was scared of the depth of this connection, their shadows, fear of intimacy, fear of rejection, fear of needing someone, fear of losing control. And their coping mechanism was to pull away, hide, pretend not to care, become silent. Pisces energy tends to feel everything, while their energy tries to control everything. So that mismatch is being healed now. Okay. And what else? Spirit is preparing you emotionally, Pisces. So right now what you need to know is Don't force anything. Don't chase clarity. Don't demand answers yet, okay? Because the truth is coming to you. Let it reveal itself naturally. Let the universe bring information to your doorstep. You are being guided to stay receptive, stay intuitive, stay grounded in self-worth. Not to wait, but to remain open if this is something you want to reconsider. And healing is required before reunion. Spirit is saying clearly to you right now, this will come back, but it must not repeat the same patterns. Okay. Before the second chance comes, you must know your boundaries. You must know your value. You must know what you will and will not accept, right? This person must speak openly, take accountability, release secrecy or avoidance. And guess what? They are being pushed by Spirit to make these changes right now. They are being pulled toward courage because the obsession is making this silence unbearable. Okay, so final message from Spirit, Pisces, is that the truth wants to be spoken. Okay, a heart wants to make things right. This chapter is not finished. It will return in a more honest form, and you are entering a phase where secrets become revealed and suppressed feelings become confessions. There is an emotional reunion energy approaching. Not necessarily reconciliation as lovers, but reconciliation as souls who need to resolve something important. Okay? So, wow. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for being here, all 12 zodiac signs. And if this reading resonated, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so more zodiac signs, more Pisces can find this message. I hope you can leave a comment and let me know which part of the reading spoke to your soul today. I hope every other zodiac signs can still hear this message. But anyway, Pisces, thank you so much for being here, sending you clarity, peace, love, alignment, healing. Until the next reading, take care. Bye. SANGHAYA.